Live tonight, Trump evacuated after a shooting at the WHCD. He meets Putin for a new deal, and protests erupt in 200 cities against ICE. Live tonight, Trump evacuated after a shooting at the WHCD. He meets Putin for a new deal, and protests erupt in 200 cities against ICE. Live tonight,
Hey y'all, it's me, Fat JD, here on a top secret mission. All right, y'all, I think I see Cole now. Let's get this little shit. That's what you get.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going? What's new? What's the haps? I'm Jim, and I'm here to tell you some news. Yeah. What's going on? Happy Sunday night, everybody. Oh, wow. Why is that playing in the background like that? Does that look good, or should I take that off? Maybe I should change it to something different in the background. Let's see. This better? Just that? Without the moving stuff? Probably better. Hey, everybody. Who's here? What's haps? What's going on? We got Greg McNeely was the first one here. Evening, fellow Jimsomniacs. And then G Sharkman. What's up? Mr. Sneaky Sean. Renee Collins is here. Awesome. Pat Hacker's here. Great to see you, Ms. Hacker. What the F's here. And so is Dusky Dawn. So is Choosy. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Sunshine's here, too. And Mr. Schwartz. Awesome to see you. Our Backyard Cams. You, too. Diamond G. What's up, buddy? How you been? Who else? Doc's here, too. What's up, Doc? Steve's here. What's up, Steve? Jonathan's here. Awesome. Karen, what's up? Awesome. Dan, what's going on? And the one the narrow way, how you doing? And we got another X High Jay. What's up? Good to see you. Boo-ha. What's up? Boo-hoo. What's up? Gypsy. Hello. Volume low. Is the volume low? My volume's low. My voice is low. Something playing around my games here. Let me see. Let me see what's going on. Audio. Says my mic's at 125. Let's see. If the Windows started playing around again. Oh, of course they did. Is that better now? Much better? It was set to not a good thing here. Let me double check some stuff here. Control panel. Sorry. I hate when this happens. But for some reason, it always wants to be a problem. Should be okay now. All right. I don't know why Windows wants to play with the settings like that. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know much. There you are. Okay, that's better. All right. How's everybody doing tonight? We got some news stories to talk about, some things to talk about, some stuff. You know, that was a good video there. We got the Bella up there in the corner, and there is a goal like there is every night. I set it for 10 super chats, 10 yellow ones, just because it doesn't really matter, because once we get to 100, it's 100, and that's all that matters. So if we get to 100, we'll add an extra hour. Your mic is about 50% compared to the intro. Okay. Well, that ain't good. That ain't good. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why it's playing with me, playing games. Why all these levers and buttons, and they don't really seem to do much. Hey, we'll call Magic. Good to see you too. So yeah, so whatever, you know, YouTube super chats, Rumble rants. Why is my, how did my light get like that? It's messing me up now. Trump likes to compare attack against each other with Putin. Well, we'll see, Karen. We'll see what happens. We got some stories to talk about in the news and stuff. And if we hit the goal and all that, you guys know how it works. By now, we hit 100, we had an extra hour. When we hit 50, we activate Bellavision. Unless somebody donates 25, then we automatically activate Bellavision. We have the PayPal, Cash App, Super Tips, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. You name it, we got it. We got it. Yeah. Why is my... I don't know why my camera is like this today. Why my face is so... What the deal is. Hey, NASCAR Mo, great to see you. Your typing sucks. Well, so does my... Audio is still fine. It's good enough. Let's see if it's still soft compared to the video volumes. Yeah, I don't know. So, first thing we're going to talk about is all these conspiracy theories that flooded social media after the shooting. All right. Yeah. So it says this guy took a train. So he took a train all the way. He took a train all the way from California. Which is crazy. Why he would take a train from California? I mean, that's expensive to take a train, especially high on cocaine. Just demon rat spin, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we got this one. And this one we're going to look at first. All right. Today we're going to talk about, at some point, there was a brand new, it's a 48-hour train ride. Yeah, it's a long ride. There's a brand new breakdown of the top 25 illegal immigrant crimes that we're going to get to tonight at some point. So yeah. The MS Now host calls out the disturbing left-wing theories about the shooting that was a false flag.
One thing that I'm disturbed by as we woke up this morning is seeing folks on the internet say that this was a false flag, that we are basically all in cahoots to say that this was staged. And I think as someone who, for all of us, who was in the room, who had to jump on the ground, who had to text our family and friends and tell them that we're okay, calling our moms, like so many people in this country have done for decades. To see people say those kinds of things, it is frustrating and it's disturbing. It shows the issues that we have to try and fix in this country. And I think,
yeah, you have to wait for Pirro to give some facts. Sounds like it could be. I don't know. Don't need a pillow throw like that. Yeah, that guy's he's like a LGBTQ guy who's in charge of the AP or something, or White House correspondence or something like this. So, yeah, one thing I'm disturbed is wake up this morning seeing folks saying all types of crazy stuff for decades. Yeah, it's for decades. So the shooting suspects ID'd and they secured his home. Oh, yeah, there's people texting stuff, stealing bottles of booze. We saw that last night. Yeah. Shooting at the White House correspondence dinner and all these cultists instantly start talking about Trump's ballroom. That's what Hassan Piker had to say. Trump is just la-di-da fine. Other alleged assassination attempt. Lets the show go on. In simplest terms, if you believe that BS last night, except it's utter religious stories, all these people, and these are all the leftists saying all this stuff. So it's their people. It's their people saying it. So it says Daniels denied the shooting was fake and emphasized the importance of journalists who are working to keep the public informed with updates. And then Jonathan Capehart claimed that most false flag claims usually came from the MAGA world, but remarked what it was seeing more conspiracy theories on the shooting from left-wing social media accounts. So far, every time anything's happened with Trump, the left calls it conspiracy theories or false flags or any number of things. So I don't know where they're getting this. It's just us. It's just us over here on the sane side of the world that says it's conspiracy. The DNC has turned into a criminal terrorist organization. Yes, Morning Dew it has. Just on. Hey, what's going on, Miss Jen Shinger? How's it going? Well, that's some weird tattoos on that lady's back. What does that say? Authorities identified the suspect, adding that he prepared a manifesto. That's right, the guy did put out a manifesto. The manifesto is pretty sickening, what he was saying. And here's some of the conspiracy. Mia Farrow suggests Trump may have staged the shooting to raise his approval ratings. I mean, hello? Actress Mia Farrow took to the Democrat digital echo chamber Blue Sky, promoted the conspiracy that Cole Thomas Allen, charged through a metal detector before shooting a Secret Service agent in the chest, may have been part of an effort by Trump to raise his approval ratings. What's it say? Is she still alive? Yes, she's still alive. Basically says that he was planning on trying to kill Trump and every person in Trump's administration except for Kash Patel for some reason, and that he didn't want to that he'd shoot anybody who, but he doesn't care about killing any guests either, that he doesn't want to, but if he has to, he will, because, they went to see this fascist person talk, so they deserve it, I guess. Basically the same thing that Destiny kind of said after Charlie Kirk was killed. You think Putin told Iran they better take the deal? I don't know. I don't know what Putin might have said. We're gonna talk about that in a few minutes. He's forcing us to wonder. He's lost a war and he's unable to end, and now he's so desperate to raise his approval. Would he do this? This lady's fucking crazy. Crazy people. Her followers, however, agreed with her sentiment. I call bullshit. It's a false flag, all planned. To be sure, Allen, a Camaro Hellas donor, is the third person to make an attempt on his life, and that relatives of Allen called police before last night from the White House. CBS reported that a relative called the police before last night's from the White House Correspondents Association dinner. That doesn't make any sense. That statement doesn't make any sense. Hey, Catherine Kay. Hey, Terry. How you doing? Trump called Allen a sick guy. Allen is set to appear in court on Monday, which is tomorrow. As for Farrow, she's no stranger to spreading conspiracies. She suggested in February that Trump either killed or freed Ghislaine Maxwell and replaced her with a body double. Could they have swapped Ghislaine for a similar but not identical looking British woman? Trump might have freed her or killed her. Like, yeah, I mean, whatever. This is just crazy people. Crazy people. Crazy people. The scourge of Luigi leftism. That's right. These are the people. Welcome to Sunday, the morning after the night before. It's National Kids and Pets Day, National Pretzel Day, National Dissertation Day. Why do we have all these national days? This is just crazy. Today in history, Copernicus made his first observation of Saturn. Chopin's Grand Polonaise Brillante premieres. Daniel Sickles is acquitted in the murder of Philip Barton Key on the grounds of temporary insanity, the first time the defense is used successfully in the U.S. Wow, look at that, 1859. 1912, first home run hit at Fenway Park. Wow. We know if the sister's house was raided. We don't know. We know the house. We know that the house in California, that they went there and they wouldn't let them in, so they had to come back with a warrant and then ended up having to break the door down. In 41, a tradition begins with the first organ at a baseball stadium, Chicago Cubs. 1966, Red Auerbach retires as a Boston Celtics coach. Loves me some Chopin, yeah. Pan Am begins nonstop flights between New York City and Tokyo in 76. Rod Stewart is mugged. Gunman steals a $50,000 Porsche on Hollywood Boulevard in 82. Wow. Sorry, enough for 100 nuclear bombs. Is that what they had? Now Iran is saying they have 100 tons of uranium. I think they're worried Trump will just nuke it. I mean, technically they don't have to be like, all right. From what I understand about the process with the nuclear bombs, the higher percentage of, like after you get past, I think 40 or 50%, you can make a bomb with it. It's just it takes a lot more material and a lot more explosive, so it's a lot bigger bomb. So I don't know. Like the more concentrated it is, that you can use a smaller chunk of pure, like a couple kilograms or something, like 10 kilos or something of pure, like 95% pure will do it. But I don't know. So if they have 60% pure, maybe they could just use more of it. And since they've got like whatever, a couple hundred kilos, maybe they figure they could make some 70 kilo bombs or something. I don't know. So 86, the world's worst nuclear reactor occurred at Chernobyl. There's a huge amount of writing from very favorable people. With all this at play, not going to pile on. Just another registered Democrat going off the deep end. The self-proclaimed party of sweetness and light has built exactly one platform: manufactured hatred towards Donald Trump. Zealots at MS Now and their staff of the legacy media have spent years urging mental defectives to embrace Luigi leftism against anyone to the right of Che Guevara. What's up, Dalu? How you doing, buddy? This is more like Dupe Dee-doo. Thank Lord above that they failed in this last task. As a recent example, we watched the supposedly anti-hate group Fund Hatred, SPLC, anyone, years ago. All right. The left's embrace of violence as a legitimate political tool didn't begin with Trump. Remember the burning Teslas, the Biden-era polls showing broad leftist approval of killing millionaires such as Luigi Mangione not so long ago. Yes. Death to tyrants, yeah. Orange Man Bad Crown turned around and told conservatives that it's right they should fear for their lives at public events. Yeah, they did all say that. One good thing is bringing out the psycho teacher issues for the news to try and explain. Yeah. They cheered when Charlie Kirk got killed. Hassan Piker, for one, infamously made public calls for exactly that kind of violence. It's happening every single day in thousands of cases. Such calls for violence are a serious crime. I'd cite as prime example Brandenburg v. Ohio, which held that the government cannot punish advocacy of illegal action unless the speech meets both of these conditions. It's directed towards inciting imminent lawless action and likely to actually produce that action. There's a Rutgers study that found over half of left-of-center respondents held the murder of Trump to be at least somewhat justified. So yeah, more than half of the left says Trump being killed is justified or somewhat justified. Like, what? It's hard to imagine this experience of running for their lives as a result of the rhetoric. Yeah, the usual suspects on X and Facebook are already calling the attack a setup, false flag. Of course they are. It's the only exit ramp for the obvious conclusion that their own attitudes produced last night's events. Yeah. The claim crashes hard against the raw, unscripted reaction of the journalists who were running from that room last night. Yeah. Steve Scalise, remember he got shot up because of Bernie Sanders? Bernie Sanders' rhetoric got Steve Scalise shot up. It was a supporter of Bernie's that did it because of his words. Yeah. It's just crazy, man, what's going on. And all these people just immediately jumping to that it's crazy conspiracy theories. Like this one, Cole Allen, time machine claims about the Correspondents' Dinner shooter rises after Henry Martinez's post resurfaces. Well, I don't know if it's resurfaced. It's just somebody found that this guy only made one post. How is this on ground news if there's only one story? I mean, that doesn't make any sense. How there could be one story in there. You also have people out there blaming Candace already. It's not I mean, no. This is coming from the left. That's the bottom line. Everybody knows it's coming from the left. Granted, there are people who say Candace is on the left. I mean, if you look at what her history is and everything, that social autopsy thing she did, that was from a leftist position. So I don't know. Sorry, any comments feel controlled. Oh. A 2-word post from 2023 gains viral attention following a shooting incident at the White House. We saw this post, right, from this guy, Henry Martinez. And he joined December 2023. Here's the question, though, all right? It says he joined in December 2023, but didn't the post happen in, October 2023? I'm just saying conspiracy theories go all ways. Oh, yeah, they do. They do. You believe versus truth. So it contains just the name Cole Allen, resurfaced after authorities identified Cole Thomas Allen of Torrance as the suspect in the shooting. The X post quickly drew millions of views as users questioned its timing and meaning. At present, there's no verified evidence linking Henry Martinez to the shooting, the suspect, or any confirmed plot. No, it's just weird. Oh, it was December, so it's just weird. This account was created on December 21st, 2023, with just 2 words, Cole Allen. That's it. The only post ever. The guy's name. No. What does it mean? What does it mean? Who is he? Henry Martinez is the name attached to the account. More than 2 years before the dinner shooting, the account had Pepe the Frog profile and appeared to have only one post, making the resurfaced message even more intriguing to online users. Despite the viral attention, little is publicly verified about the person behind the account. The name Henry Martinez should therefore be treated as an online account identity, not a confirmed profile or a real individual connected to the incident. Mystery lies not in proven involvement, but in how one obscure post became a magnet for rumors after a major political security scare. Hey, what's up, Spuds? Good to see you. Political Schwartz says, Democrats need to be held accountable for their incendiary words. I agree. Remember, Jim, I asked you not to underestimate or misunderstand Alex Stein, and he's been shining. Henry Martinez allegedly had connections with him at Lockheed Martin, I believe. I think they both were doing something at the Jet Propulsion Lab or something like that through NASA. What's up, Spuds? How's it going? What happened? The shooting unfolded Saturday night at the Washington Hilton. Thomas Allen was arrested. Cole Allen was arrested after allegedly opened fire at Secret Service agents. Well, I mean, I think it's all on video and everything. How was 11? Investigators were examining his electronics and writings while speaking with the family and friends to determine a motive. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche said the suspect had traveled from California through Chicago to Washington by train and quickly subdued after firing shots. What is this? You post on Instagram? No, we don't need to see that. That's just a picture of him laying on the ground. Why the Cole Allen post went viral? The reason the post exploded is simple timing. A dormant-looking account appears to have named Cole Allen long before the suspect became the subject of national headlines. That unusual overlap gave the post perfect conditions to spread across X. Users called the post chilling and too coincidental to ignore, while others treated it as a possible clue, warning sign, or internet oddity. The account's lack of other visible activity only added to the fascination. Brian Krasenstein.
This seems impossible. A Twitter account made a post with the shooter's name almost 2.5 years ago, and the header of that account has an image of a website called Time Machine. To make things even crazier, the Trump Butler photograph superimposed over the image shows...
What the fuck's he talking about?
Shows even more perfect outline of the image. Was Cole Allen?
I don't know. Let's see what this clown. Here's. All right, now here. You guys thought I was just making a joke about Krasenstein, but here, we'll listen to him explain it.
Probably one of the most bizarre things I've ever seen. The shooter from last night's name was Cole Allen, but there's a Twitter account from 2023. And this account made one post, and it was almost 2.5 years ago, and it was just Cole Allen. Now here's where it gets wilder. The header of this account is an image from a website called Time Machine, which is a project to preserve digital use of our heritage. But it gets even wilder. If you superimpose the image of Butler over it, there's an outline of Trump. Probably one of the most bizarre things I've...
That's conspiracy theory right there. Look at... Oh, wow. Oh my God, wow. This image of Trump. Could it be? Where did he come up with this stuff? Where did they come up with this stuff? Man, this falls under the same category. Wow, look at that. Cool. Yeah, look at, there's the Twin Towers falling down. Oh my God, if you do that, crazy. The smoke and fire. Wow. Whoa. Ooh, mind blown. Wow. Crazy, right? Crazy. Crazy. Here's the guy who was built something to try to stop always something with these people. Oh, look, it's September 11, 2025. The shooting of Charlie Kirk. Who posted about this first? Crazy, right? They're insane. Aliens, drugs could be good. It could be drugs. Jim, I'm still a bit back about nuclear critical mass. You ought to look up nuclear bombs explained to understand the process. I don't know. It was just basically what I read somewhere that said the Krasensteins live in Southwest Florida. Yikes. Yeah, they're not far from me. I'm aware of the drugs mindset. I noticed a cloud that looked like a puppy. I want to know why the government is doing that. What are they trying to tell us about puppies? Crazy. Libs keep saying it was staged. Yeah, I know, Matt. I know. What are we going to do? We can't really. I was just yelling out loud at you. Aliens are real. Could be. Could be aliens. They also superimpose a picture from last night. The painting is a stretch, although the money thing is weird AF. What? Yeah, the money thing is weird as AF, isn't it? That is strange. Somebody tell me how an account called Henry posts one thing, the name of the person. Soul Post reads, it was posted at 6:07 on an account called, with Time Machine. Wow. According to he interned at NASA in 2014. NASA published a paper and Henry Martinez was the author. An ex-username Henry Martinez made in 2023 made one single post. Yeah, JPL Lab, NASA's JPL Lab. They both worked there, or were interns. None of these theories has been verified by investigators. Why caution matters. The Henry Martinez story became viral because it feels strange, like it has no meaning, proving meaningful. It's like weird. They live near you too. Yeah. Oh, I didn't say aliens did it. I just said aliens are real. Okay. Thank you. Illegal aliens, yes, definitely. We're going to talk about them later. I said cop boots. Okay. Whatever that means. And now the safest conclusion is Henry Martinez is an X account named at the center of an online uproar until investigators or credible sources establish more. This resurfaced Cole Allen post. I don't know, how is it resurfaced? It's always been there. It didn't go away. Just nobody knew about it. The 60 Minutes interview was unexpectedly warm and reflective. I saw some clips of it, which I maybe I'll pull some up, but I saw some clips to me sounding like he was testy with the lady. Like, why are you saying that stuff? You're so mean, I heard. So yeah, so there's that. If anyone is a time traveler, it was Gene Roddenberry, the creator of Star Trek. Could be, maybe. I mean, maybe the guy who was a time traveler was trying to give us a warning. Like, I don't know. But if he was trying to give us a warning, why didn't he just warn us? Once the Iran dust settled, do you think we will see Tucker and company start supporting Trump again, or is he too much of the Antichrist? I don't know what those guys are going to do. This is my opinion. Those people are going to do whatever the money tells them to do. That's what I believe at this point. And some of these people are just about getting paid. So whatever the money tells them. L. Ron Hubbard was the time traveler. Oh, okay. We got Iran foreign minister heads to Moscow for a meeting with Putin. Or Isaac Asimov, robot AI. Yeah. You don't know if you're buying the time traveling? I don't know if I'm not buying the time. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of serious issues with time traveling. Putin to meet with Iranian foreign minister. Maybe Henry Martinez was the time traveler that called into Art Bell from the west of the Rockies. It could be, Dan. Maybe. Or it's easily predictable. You do like Star Trek as well. Okay. Hey, Philip and Jason. Well, hello, Phil Coggins. Jason, how you doing? So Putin plans to meet with the Iranian foreign minister Abbas Araghchi on Monday. They're both subject to fierce Western sanctions. Moscow's TASS news agency confirmed the Russian leader's plan, citing a Kremlin spokesperson, Dmitry Peskov. So we can confirm the Araghchi will visit Russia. Iran's Isna news station quoted Tehran's ambassador to Russia, Kazem Jalali, saying that Araghchi would meet with Putin to consult with Russian officials regarding the latest status of negotiations, ceasefire, and surrounding developments. How do you explain the Barron Trump books and the fact that Trump's uncle Stoll was sent to retrial? Oh, well, no. Trump's uncle was a professor at MIT, and that's who the government sent to take all Tesla's files and all the trunks and a bunch of missing. Yeah, that stuff's all weird. It really is. It's really weird. It is really weird. Will they spin the Putin meeting as Trump's fault or Trump is the rapture of hell? Who knows? The foreign ministry sent a statement that Araghchi had already left. Islam is bad for Russia on Sunday. There's been no second round of direct talks between Washington and Tehran. So that's it. I mean, they're not really saying much. Not really saying much. Iran minister heads to Russia as talks remain stalled. Like, I don't know. Maybe Putin's going to try to talk the guy into making the deal. We allow these fools to speak such nonsense without any real facts. They're beginning to figuratively pee in my ear. Yeah. Putin meeting is meaningless unless it results in the Iran surrender. That's what I'm saying. They're covering it like it's something. So unless Putin's going to convince Iran to throw in a towel, like, hey, you're going to have to throw in a towel. I don't know. But that would have to, the only way something like that would happen, the travel is obviously the best grift. The time travel, it could be. And then there was the Baron Trump books written in 1809 about a time-traveling boy. The last book is titled The Last President's Son. Yeah, all this stuff makes my head hurt. So anyway, I was saying, unless some deal was proposed to Putin, let's say like, oh, hey, if you get Iran to throw in a towel, we'll back off on the Ukraine stuff. Like if that happened, then I could see him doing something, maybe. But in the 1800s, I know it's back in the 1800s. It's crazy. The Fars Agency said Iran had sent written messages to Americans via mediator Pakistan outlining red lines, including nuclear issues in the Straits. Fars said the messages were not part of formal negotiation. Well, Trump said they just got some new message. We'll look at that in a second. Iran sealed off the Strait, cutting flows of oil and gas and fertilizer. It's Lizer with a Z, and sending prices soaring. On Sunday, Trump told Fox if Iran wants to talk, they can come to us or call us. Asked whether canceling signaling renewed fighting, Trump said, no, it doesn't mean that. So Argacci himself posted that that talks in Oman had focused on ensuring safe transit through Hormuz. Our neighbors are our priority. So they went to Oman to try to talk about it. Where did Jules Verne get all his ideas? Who knows? Controlling the Strait of Hormuz and maintaining the shadow of its deterrent effects over America and the White House supporters in the region is the definitive strategy of Islamic Iran, the guards said on their Telegram channel. Oh. So the United States employs a blockade, so it was carried. The U.S. is blockading banditry and piracy. Well, let's see. Israel and Hezbollah traded blame over their violations. So they're just going to ask us to show Bob's. Probably. All right. It says Trump evacuated after shots fired. The latest news stories. Just want to see what the latest stuff is. No, not the wrong one. I wanted to see what the latest stories are with this. Inside the White House shooter's arsenal of weapons and the 2 California stores he bought them from. So he bought these legally. What do you know? The White House correspondent's dinner shooter assembled his arsenal from 2 California stores in the months and years before the attack. Months and years. Huh. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Oh, look at these. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. Oh, dolphins and all types of friendly stuff.
The man has been captured. They're going to his apartment. I guess he lives in California. And he's a sick person, a very sick person.
Very sick person.
And we don't want things like this to happen. I think it's very
Arsenal.
important.
Yeah, Arsenal. It's funny. It is.
I told
it's funny.
the representatives of the evening, they did such a beautiful job. It was such a beautiful evening. And again, they're talking about free speech in our Constitution. That's what it's all about, not just White House correspondence. Really,
Arsenal's a loaded term, it sure is.
Free speech in our
kid, my uncle would fold $1, would show a
But I said
mushroom.
very
Hope it's not the
importantly
future.
We'll do it again within the next 30 days.
Do it again.
Make it bigger and better and even nicer. So I just want to thank everybody that was involved. I also want to thank the press, the media. You've been very responsible in your coverage. I will say I've been seeing what's been out.
Yeah.
You've been very responsible.
Well, these are, you got to remember, Dalu, you got to remember, buddy, that, and Pat, two knives, a shotgun, and a handgun as an arsenal. These are people that say 1,000 rounds of ammunition is like, oh my God, he had 1,000 rounds of ammunition at his house. It's like, that's like a nice weekend of plinking. Like, what are you talking about? It's crazy. These people, that's because that's the way that they try to portray anything, like, They think anybody that owns more than one gun is a gun nut. Do I think the Putin meeting will lead to the conflict ending? I think it's possible. Putin benefits from high oil prices. China's the one caught in the middle. Yeah, but Putin wants sanctions relief. He wants to be able to sell his oil other places. So if Putin could get Iran to throw in the towel or to at least concede some stuff and some sanctions relief happens on Russia, he'd make a lot more money than on his oil where he can actually sell it to more places than just China. Just saying, you know. If he can sell it everywhere, he gonna make him more money.
Responsible. So Todd Blanche, I'd like to say a few words, and then we're going to have cash, and then you're going to go on. We can ask. I guess we can take a couple of questions. I want to thank the First Lady for that was a rather traumatic experience for her. There was a lot of action taking place up there very quickly, but again, the response time was really incredible. And we're going to reschedule. We're going to do it again.
Oh.
We're not going to let anybody take over our system.
Well, I am sorry, Nana. I didn't see it until now, but Nana gifted Nana gifted $25 on Cash App. So thank you, Nana. Thank you so much. And I didn't even have the Cash App thing up there. I've had the PayPal thing up. So let me put the Cash App up for people to see. So yeah, so thank you, Nana. And then Matt Druid gifted one Jim Tells You membership. Thank you so much. And that went to Karen O. Received a gifted membership from Matt Druid. Look at that, Karen O. You received a gifted membership. That's awesome. So that means right now we are $69 away, just $69 away from adding an additional hour to the show. Thank you all so much. So generous. Thank you. Did you see the letter that counsel arguing for the ballroom sent to the plaintiff's lawyers? Yeah, I saw the letter. I'll pull it up in a second. I have it. Isn't selling that much to China either. If sanctions are on the table, it will be much more if Iran does not surrender. Trump will loosen Russia's sanctions. Hey, what's up, gangster? Cinema. I think, in my opinion, the fact that Iran had to scurry off to Moscow is not a good sign for Iran. Yes, thank you for Bella, Nana. Not me. I never get a gift membership. Well, I don't know. Hey, Silver V Tech, what's up? How you doing, buddy? What's wrong, Dalu? Not happy? We'll see.
Society, we're not going to cancel things out because we can't do that. We wanted to stay tonight. I will tell you, I fought like hell to stay, but it was protocol. They said, please, sir, because they didn't know there was a lot of action going on, and they didn't know could there be probably a lone shooter, but we'll find out. We'll find out very quickly. They have it very well under control. So I want to thank everybody very much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So Cole Allen, he assembled it from two stores. He pulled a Maverick, which I think that's what is now a Mossberg Maverick, like a Maverick 88 or something like that. It's called 12-gauge pump-action shotgun from Turner Outdoorsman in Torrance last August, and an Arms Corps semi-automatic pistol from Cap Tactical Firearms in Lawndale in October 2023. Oh, not what you would call like expensive guns. Those are very cheap guns. How can Iran say it's worried about its neighbors when they are shooting drones in hotels? Yeah, it's crazy. My fault that you was confused. I don't know what keyboard is fighting you. No, you're fine. Allen was charged with using a firearm during a crime of violence, assault on a federal officer with a dangerous weapon. Oh, look at that. Mullen is pictured holding a gun at the store. So this is not the shooter. This is some other guy. Why are you doing that to the guy who sold him the gun? Bill Mullen at Cap Tactical Firearms in Lawndale. What? I mean, why are you showing this guy? What's this? It's not his fault. Agents revealed he was carrying a shotgun, a pistol, and knives when he was taken down. Authorities revealed Sunday he stored weapons at his parents' house in Torrance and regularly trained at a shooting range, Turner's Outdoorsman, which is nearby the suspect's family home. Bills itself as Texas Freedom, California style. And it's a general outdoor store selling fishing gear, clothing, accessories, but also sells a wide range of pistols, rifles, and shotguns. It's managed by Jesse Sanchez, but the wider company is ran by CEO Brian Harris. What was that guy's name, Harris, that was the unbreaded guy? What was his name? Wasn't his name something Harris? Matthew Harris. When Turner's was asked by the Post if Allen bought a gun at the store, what protocols were conducted, an employee responded that they were unable to confirm or deny that information. What? Why? What the fuck? Why is there a pop-up ad in the middle of the story? Mullen, who established the store 10 years ago, sells rifles, shotguns, handguns, tactical knives, gear. He told the LA website he was fighting the stigma of firearms. Sometimes hard to remind people that not everyone who owns a firearm is a criminal. There were several security loopholes that allowed Cole Allen to get near the White House Correspondents' Dinner. As Trump says, he proves his need for a ballroom. So the news is he bought his guns. Yeah, Matthew C. Harris, that's what I thought. I do not remember any assassination attempts on Barack Obama. There was one thing that happened with Obama, but it was just like, I don't even think he was in the White House at the time. Somebody fired a couple shots at the White House and it hit the bulletproof windows. Cole Allen was just a part-time tutor, probably all he could afford. Yeah, thanks, Nana. What's up, Gundam? Unbreaded, that's right. So glad not to live in a commie state. You ain't kidding. Commie states suck. Yeah, that's a pretty shitty arsenal. You ain't kidding. So suspect seen running here. Suspect tackled. Stairwell to the ballroom. So he was just going to go down the stairwell to the ballroom, I guess, right there. And that's where they got him. What war did Trump lose? I don't know what the fuck they're talking about, these crazy people. That's what crazy leftists say. So the most important factor behind the business is the product, coupled with our strong belief and understanding of our Second Amendment rights. We have the right to keep and bear arms, may it be for sport or self-defense. Cap Tactical says on his website, abides by strict background checks and permitting rules. Calls to Mullins went unreturned. So, yeah, I mean, it's California. Naruto ran to the bathroom. Yeah. We're a small, family-owned operating firearms dealer. Allen sent a manifesto to his family just 10 minutes before, so... wait. Oh, wait. My bad. I shouldn't have did that. I clicked on the wrong thing. He sent a manifesto to his family. It's exclusively obtained by the Post Sunday morning. Oh, okay. President Trump and cabinet members were one of 2,500 attendees. So here's the manifesto. This guy broke the law, not me. Confiscate his firearms and keep your effing hands off mine. So read the White House Correspondents' Dinner Goldman's Fundman's anti-Trump manifesto. Accused White House Correspondents' Dinner gunman Cole Allen sent a sprawling, crazed manifesto to family members about 10 minutes before Saturday's attack. In the 1,052-page missive, word missive, he signed it, Cole, Cold Force Friendly Federal Assassin, Allen, outlined his rules of engagement for shooting and stated he believes it was righteous duty to target administration officials. It was his righteous duty. Yingling flight. I'm going to have to check that out. That looks pretty good. Is that a new Yingling? Oh, I'm going to have to check that out.
Man has been captured.
Okay, no, this is the same exact video we just watched. So, all right. Hello, everybody. I may have gotten you surprised today. Let me start off by apologizing to everyone whose trust I abused. He apologized to his parents for saying he had an interview without specifying it was for Most Wanted. I apologize to my colleagues and students for saying I had personal emergency. By the time anyone reads this, I probably most certainly do need to go to the ER. We can hardly call that a not a self-inflicted status. And in California, there's so much paperwork. Yeah, stores have to put in on gun sales. The stores are regularly audited. Would someone like a Yingling Bach right now? I'd like to try that flight. It looks like a Golden Pilsner or something like that. Yeah, Timo Obama told him he was at war. That's right. So he apologized to people he traveled next to, all the workers who handled his luggage, and all the other non-targeted people at the hotel that he put in danger. He apologized to everyone who was abused or murdered. All those who suffered before he was able to attempt this. This guy sure had a pretty high opinion of himself. He don't expect forgiveness, but he couldn't see any other way to get this close, and he would have taken it. Again, his apologies. So why did I do this? He's a citizen of the United States, and what my representatives do reflects on me. Oh, okay. No longer willing to permit a pedophile, rapist, and traitor to coat my hands with his crimes. Wow, so he's been listening to what the Democrats have been saying. Completely honest, I'm no longer willing a long time ago, but this is the first real opportunity I've had to do something about it. Wow. He's going to go over his expected rules of engagement, probably in a terrible format, but I'm not military, so too bad. Wow. Administration officials, not including Mr. Patel, they are the targets, prioritizing from highest ranking to lowest. So why not Patel? Because he doesn't want to kill a brown man? That's the only thing I can think of. Yeah. If anyone calls a Pew store on Sunday, did you sell this? They wouldn't remember. Yeah, they're not going to remember. Not many years ago. The Secret Service, they are targets only if necessary and to be incapacitated, non-lethal if possible. I hope they're wearing body armor because center mass with shotguns messes up people who aren't. Hotel security, not targets if at all possible, unless they shoot at me. Patel is one of them. Something. Yeah, not Patel because Patel isn't white. He's a typical on-brand racist Democrat. That's what I was reading into it, folks. So Capitol Police, same as hotel security. National Guard, same as hotel security. Hotel employees, not targets at all. Guests, not target at all. In order to minimize casualties, I'll be using buckshot rather than slugs because they don't penetrate through walls. Okay. You still go through most everyone there to get to my targets. If it was absolutely necessary on the basis that most people chose to attend a speech by a pedophile, rapist, and traitor, and thus they're complicit. So he said they're not his targets, but he said he'd kill them all for being complicit. Wow, that's exactly what Destiny, Stephen, whatever his name is, said. Baumhauer, whatever his name, Stephen Baumgartner, whatever his name is. Boomer, whatever. So he said, as a Christian, you should turn the other cheek. This guy wasn't a Christian. He supposedly has a whole bunch of writings that are anti-Christian. Turning the other cheek is for when you're oppressed yourself, not for a person being raped in a detention camp or a fisherman being executed. This guy has believed everything they've been told. Yeah, he believes that people are being raped in detention camps. He believes fishermen are being executed. This is retarded. I mean, this is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Turning the other cheek when someone else is oppressed is not Christian behavior. It's complicity. Bonnell, that's his name, Bonnell. Yeah, that guy. The shooter's wife is Indian. Maybe that's it. Maybe. It's all these, he's going through objections and stuff like this. It's social brainwashing. Yeah, it is. He's basically saying, it's not a convenient time. He's like, there's never a convenient time. We're going to do all this. I need whoever thinks this way to take a couple minutes and realize the world isn't about them. Do you think that when I see someone raped or murdered or abused, I should walk on by because it's inconvenient for the people who aren't the victim? What? What about all the people that are raped and murdered by illegal aliens and you just want to ignore them and let them stay here? Hello? See how backwards this is? It's backwards. Objection 3, you didn't get them all. Got to start somewhere. As a half black, half white person, you shouldn't be the one doing this. I don't see anyone else picking up the slack. Yield not to Caesar what is Caesar's. The United States of America is ruled by law, not by any one or several people. Insofar as representatives and judges do not follow the law, no one's required to yield to them anything so unlawfully ordered. Like, there you go, right there. That's the unlawful orders right there. That's the seditious six right there in his brain, that they're giving unlawful orders so they don't have to be followed. It's right there. You We'd also like to extend appreciation to a great many people since they won't be able to talk to them again unless the Secret Service is astoundingly incompetent. So, wow. So I guess the Secret Service is astoundingly incompetent because this guy said it's the only way he would survive. So he thanks his family, his church, his friends, for companionship, his colleagues at many jobs, like the guy, the time travel guy. I wonder if that's one of the colleagues he's talking about. And his students for enthusiasm and love. Wow, his students gave him enthusiasm. That's crazy. This guy is a classically overeducated retard. He thinks he's smart when he's really not. Yeah. The Secret Service is exceptionally slack on a lot of levels. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The fact that this guy wasn't shot like 30 times means that they suck. Cold force, friendly. Like, why would he only F? Like, why is he capitalizing the F's and the A? Can you not say the R word? I was repeating it. Yeah. I would never say it in reference to somebody who was actually suffering from some kind of mental disability. But the most gun violence happens in rural areas. Is there something wrong with you, Knifey Spoon? Like, so Chicago is a rural area. New York is a rural area. LA is a rural. I think you might want to check your facts there a little bit. The fact that we know about the Secret Service seems funny. Yeah. And then he talks about all this. He says, all the sappy stuff's done. What is the Secret Service doing? And he ran a bit here and dropped a formal tone. I expected security cameras at every bend, bugged hotel rooms, armed agents every 10 feet, metal detectors. What I got, who knows? Maybe they're pranking me. It's nothing. Yeah. Now all the cities where all the murders happen are concentrated in all the Democrat-run cities. That's the rural areas. Okay. If you remove Chicago, LA, New York, the USA is like 56 in the order of violence in countries. Yeah. Maybe he secretly wanted to be a future farmer of America and get a blue corduroy jacket. It's possible. It's possible. No security, no transport, no nothing. This is crazy, right? This is crazy. Crazy. Not in the event. So he's basically saying there was no security there in his thing. All right. He said one thing he noticed immediately as he walked into hotels, a sense of arrogance. He walked in with multiple weapons and not a single person considers the possibility he could be a threat. So doesn't that defeat the argument that black people go through life and people are staring at them, always thinking they're a threat or always okay. Hey, you're about 5 seconds away from being blocked because you're quoting the Cato Institute with some bullcrap, which is a lie. Because convicted of a crime, because they don't convict them of a crime and they kick them out of the country. Why is the state of Texas? Why is 27% of the people in prison in the state of Texas illegal aliens? Explain that one. Why? Like this level of incompetence is insane. If he was an Iranian instead of an American, he'd brought a Ma Deuce to get. So actually insane. If anyone's curious about something, feels it's awful, he wants to throw up, he wants to cry for all the things he'll never do. Oh, so he's the victim. He's the victim. He's the victim. He's the victim. All right. He's the victim. Yeah, you must think we don't read about per capita. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to get some nutters again tonight. It seems like it. It seems like it. Yeah, don't feed the trolls. I don't know where that guy came from. Speaking of, I don't know where he came from. Yeah. He's never been in this chat before. He's never been here and made. I just checked. He's never been in here and never made a single comment before. So you can have a nice day. Bet we picked him up with Bovino liking you. It could be. At least Bella's being a good girl. She's always a good girl. So that's his note. That's his crazy note. That's his crazy note. Where's that letter? I had it. Oh, here's the letter they sent. Why is this? Oh, do I have to open this in a new tab? So this is to Foley Hogue, LLP. Oh, Gospel Warrior says, Knifey was in D-Day Cobra's chat doing the same thing. It's an SPLC activist. Low. Probably Gospel Warrior, probably. But I don't have time. I like to really participate with the chat and talk to people, but if someone's going to be like that, he was right about the lousy security. Yeah, it seems like he was right about the lousy security. I would agree with that. But I don't have time to deal with people's delusions tonight. So, dear Mr. Craig, last night there was another attempt on President Trump's life. This time the shooter targeted Trump at the Washington Hilton, the only ballroom in D.C. suitable to have large gatherings for the president, where another shooter targeted President Reagan 45 years ago. As history proves, the venue is demonstrably unsafe for the President of the United States because its size presents extraordinary security challenges for the Secret Service. Mm-hmm. Yesterday's assassination attempt proves yet again that the White House ballroom is essential for the safety and security of the president, his family, his cabinet, and the staff. When the White House ballroom is complete, President Trump and his successors will no longer need to venture beyond the safety of the White House perimeter to attend large gatherings at the Washington Hilton ballroom. The White House ballroom will ensure the safety and security of the president for decades to come and prevent future assassination attempts on the president at the Washington Hilton. Put simply, your lawsuit puts the lives of the president, his family, and staff at grave risk. I hope yesterday's narrow miss will help you finally realize the folly of a lawsuit that literally serves no purpose except to stop President Trump, no matter what the cost. I don't understand how anyone has standing to sue, first of all, and I don't understand why anyone would, they're saying, oh, the public doesn't support it. Who in the public gives a crap about them building a ballroom that nobody's paying for but them? It's private money. Hello? Who cares? Yeah, enough is enough. Your client should voluntarily dismiss this frivolous lawsuit today in light of this night's assassination attempt. If your client does not dismiss the lawsuit by 9 a.m. on Monday, the government will move to dissolve the injunction and dismiss the case in light of last night's extraordinary events. We will state your position as opposed if we do not hear back from you by 9 a.m. Monday. Yep, TDS is rampant. It sure is. It sure is. I am available today if you'd like to discuss ending this unnecessary and dangerous litigation. That's from Brett A. Shumate. He fights in the Kumite. Shumate. Oh, you guys, you're not going to believe this. The accused government was believed to be targeting top officials. The fact that they have to even write that. No, he went there to target his girlfriend or something silly. So Todd Blanche shuts down CBS's Margaret Brennan after she tries to turn the shooting into a gun control debate. Can you believe they can try to turn YouTube censoring this again? Trump needs to go to Andrew Jackson on these activist judges. Enough is enough. Yes, either Jackson, Doc, or go to Lincoln. Lincoln locked him up. What's up, Kelly? Great to see you. Obama assured us the motives are unclear, and we know he is totes trustworthy. Yeah, Obama said that. I can believe it. Attorney General appeared on CBS Face the Nation with Margaret Brennan to discuss another assassination attempt on President Trump. Brennan tried to get Blanche in a debate about gun control after a left-wing would-be assassin storm. Like, what? So he had a shotgun and a pistol. So should we bar shotgun? What guns don't they want to ban if they want to ban a shotgun and a pistol? A pump-action shotgun and a cheap pistol. Like, come on. Where's the clip? Here it is. Okay.
Chest full of mucus? Try this to clear it out fast.
Seriously, you're going to put an ad on something you don't own?
Have nothing to do with your actual lungs?
So the alleged shooter, as we just said, had multiple weapons in his possession. Here in the District of Columbia, open carry is not permitted. You just said he traveled from California across the country by train. At this point, are you thinking at the federal level of changing security protocols in any way to, for example, match on trains what you are expected to go through when you fly, where you do have to declare a weapon when you cross state lines? How did he travel by train without any challenge and arrive here in
Okay, first of all, she just misstated you do not have to declare a weapon when you cross state lines. That is ridiculous. You have to declare the weapon on a plane because guns are prohibited on planes. Oh my God. Oh, because with this crossing state lines, he crossed state lines. Oh, all of a sudden, I swear, when it comes to guns, Democrats are all federalists, man. They're all about the states having rights, states' rights. But that's the only thing. When it comes to anything else, no. Just guns. States got the right to ban guns.
train without any challenge and arrive here in the nation's capital?
And look, this isn't about, in my mind, changing the law or making the laws more restrictive around possession of firearms. It appears he purchased these firearms the past couple years. We don't know how those firearms ended up in his possession in D.C. We can make some assumptions based upon what I just said about how he got to D.C. But I don't think the narrative here is about changing laws or making our laws more restrictive. This is about law enforcement who are doing their jobs and a suspect who tried to do something and failed miserably.
Yeah. Well, I'm not talking about changing the law in terms of possession of a firearm. I'm asking about crossing state lines with that firearm and arriving in the Capitol. If you try to fly, you do have to have your firearms declared in some way. You don't when you get on a train.
Well, look, you are talking about, I mean, if we're asking the question, that's talking about changing the laws, and I don't think that's something that we should be focused on right now in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, not a loophole.
There are lots of ways.
All right.
Yeah. So I mean, look, we also don't know. We don't have all the answers this morning. We're still looking into what happened, how
that's
he got
weird.
The guns, if he got them legally. But what we do know is that he tried to use them. He did have 2 firearms and some knives on his person.
Did you guys hit pause for you guys? Because it like paused and froze.
About law enforcement who are doing their jobs and a suspect who tried to do something and failed miserably.
Yeah. Well, I'm not talking about changing the law in terms of possession of a firearm. I'm asking about crossing state lines with that firearm and arriving in the Capitol. If you try to fly, you do have to have your
crossing state lines
declared in some way. You don't when you get on a train.
Well, look, you are talking about, I mean, if we're asking the question, that's
what if
talking
you're
about
driving?
changing the laws, and I don't think that's something that we should be focused on right now in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, not a loophole.
There are lots of ways.
It's not. She's saying it's a loophole. It's a loophole that you could go across state lines without declaring you have a gun. Like, what is wrong with you? It's a fucking law, lady. I don't know if you don't know this, that it's legal to transport your guns across state lines to go from one place to another if you own them, and the states can't do shit about it because they're your guns and you own it. You're on the expressway. You're perfectly able to drive through any fucking state with your guns and take them where you're going. As long as you bought them legally and you own them legally and you're not a criminal or something like that, it's the fucking Constitution. Yeah. It's the whole freedom of travel, freedom of travel in the Constitution thing. You have the right to keep and bear arms, right to travel. you can travel with your guns. I don't know. You know, seems like we got some. Even so, it's a question for Congress, not the AG. Yeah, it is. This is ridiculous. You just want someone to say something. Newtsy says, "Oh yeah, tuned in at a good time. Yeah, it's getting good." She is wrong. Maryland can restrict your gun transport. If you're traveling through Maryland, Spuds, they're not supposed to. If you're driving through Maryland from one state to another state, they're not supposed to be able to do shit. There's an actual law that says that when you're going, like if you're moving or something and you're going from one state to another or traveling through, they're not supposed to be able to fuck with you at all. But they do try to fuck with people sometimes when they get off the expressway to get gas or stuff like that. They're not supposed to. You know, they're violating constitutional rights. They're doing it all the time.
Yeah. So I mean, look, we also don't know. We don't have all the answers this morning. We're still looking into what happened, how he got the guns, if he got them legally. But what we do know is
it's like taking a pill over saline. Yeah.
He tried to use them. He did have 2 firearms and some knives on his person when he tried to use them, and he was stopped before he got anywhere near the president, before he got near any of us that were in the room at the time of that this occurred. And that's again, we can't overlook. And I'm not suggesting you are, but we can't overlook the great work of the Secret Service last night.
No, absolutely. We're all thankful for that.
Hold on a second.
Right now at Chicago Steak Company, get 8 free 8-ounce gourmet steak.
Hold on. I'm looking up the law to settle something here. So just give me a second. Okay, under federal law, 18 U.S.C. 962A, known as the Firearm Owners Protection Act, you may transport unloaded firearms through states where possession is illegal, provided you are traveling between places where you can lawfully carry them. The gun must be unloaded, locked in a container, and inaccessible from the passenger compartment, i.e. in the trunk. You must be legally allowed to possess the firearm in both the state you are leaving and the state you are entering. The problem with that is what they're giving states the ability to ban guns with this, which is kind of stupid. The fire must be unloaded and locked in container. Ammunition must be stored separately, preferably in a separate locked container. The fire must not be readily accessible from the passenger compartment. If the vehicle has a trunk, the gun should be inside it. If it's an SUV or hatchback, it must be in a locked container, not the glove box or console. The only state line issue is Massachusetts. No legal transportation through the state. Well, this says it's a federal law that you can transport it through any state. So I don't know. And in transit means you must be in transit, meaning you should not stay for an extended period of time or make unnecessary stops in a restricted state. While FOPA provides a defense against federal charges, some states may ignore it or stop or arrest you, forcing you to use FOPA as a legal defense. Some jurisdictions, such as the Third Circuit, require ammunition to be in a separate locked container. Always research the specific guns of every state you pass through to ensure safety. So, I mean, this is just, you can never meet those requirements. I'm just saying, like, I know there's a law in the Firearm Owners Protection Act, but, you know, these fucking communist states don't really care, do they? Mass casualty in Austin, shots fired just now. On a Sunday evening? What? Say what? Say what? Oh. So shooter targeted Trump administration. Yeah. That's no we believe the suspect was targeting administrative officials. So yeah, we got that. All right. And this is the other story from the headline here. Protests erupt in 200 cities against ICE warehouse detention expansion. So yeah, because we don't have facilities to store the people, to process the people and all that stuff. Right now, we've had what's known as they're buying warehouses and leasing warehouses to use as storage facilities. Wow, a bunch of people left. I guess they got mad at me. They didn't like what I said. Oh, we got Congresswoman Tlaib introduces a bill to stop ICE warehouse detention prisons. Romulus protests target ICE detention expansion. Upcoming events, get involved, indivisible. This is one of they're showing this as a news source. This is one of the people organizing the protest, and Ground News is showing this as highly factual. I can't get over this. I can't believe they would do that.
Across the country today, hundreds took to the streets from Maryland to Utah and right here in Metro Atlanta, all with one message: stop the expansion of immigration detention. So there were more than 160 demonstrations as part of a nationwide day of action called Communities Not Cages National Day of Action to stop ICE warehouse detention. Here are some of the cities in the metro who held protests today: Conyers, Atlanta, and Marietta. Here's a look at the demonstrators in Marietta. They came together outside the city farmers market. Organizers across the country include Disappeared in America and Detention Watch Network in partnership with local and state-led organizations. So organizers say that the movement is pushing back against what they describe as mass detention and deportation policies and demanding investment in communities instead.
But did you see that one sign that said we signed up for a democracy? What the fuck do you think happened? He won. That is a democracy. Just because you don't like the result doesn't mean you get to say this is ridiculous. I guess that all of us should, if a Democrat wins, we should all start doing the same shit. Just go out and protest. But they'll just throw us in fucking prison and tell us, we deserve it because we're insurrectionists. Pretty sure they still have agricultural inspection stations on the interstates. I don't blame them. Yeah, no, I think California is still one of the only states that has it. You have to declare any fruits and vegetables and stuff coming in. Is that about 50 people in that protest? Is it newsworthy?
Of detention centers. Today we talked to one of the leaders, Invisible Cobb, which calls itself a nonpartisan group.
There's a purpose for ICE.
Yeah, Indivisible. They call themselves a nonpartisan group. That's a fucking lie. Indivisible is a left-wing group. This is such a fucking lie. Such a lie. This is Soros backs Indivisible.
The way that they're operating under the Trump regime is absolutely, unequivocally wrong. It's immoral, it's unconstitutional, it's illegal. Nothing about what they're doing is doing anyone any favors.
Organizers say that actions like this are expected to continue in these coming months as the debate over immigration policy intensifies. The people who support federal agents were also at the protest in Marietta.
Wow, look at that. That's what you would call a bona fide colored lady right there. That's an African American woman with the Make America Great Again hat on, arguing with these white Karens. Now you want a steak from that ad? Commies always lie. Yeah, they do. They always lie. But look, she's arguing with them. You people don't know what you're talking about. Crazy Karens.
Today, one Marietta resident described what she called heartbreaking conditions in her home country.
I support the job that they're doing because I know that I don't want the U.S. to be like Mexico. a lot of drugs, a lot of crimes, and I want my kids to live in a free country.
ICE facilities are planned for 2 cities in Metro Atlanta, although currently paused. In Social Circle, a warehouse is expected to be transformed into one of 8 detention megacenters across the country. Residents and city leaders have both come out to oppose the facility.
Wow, they come out to oppose the facility. Of course they did. They opposed the facility. They opposed the facility. What's Greg says? I almost missed your live. Where's your original thumbnail picture? It's on there. It's there. It should be in the thumbnail. I mean, here's let me show you. This is it right here. I turned it into a short
Live
video.
tonight, Trump evacuated after a shooting at the WHCD. He meets Putin for a new deal, and protests erupt in 200 cities against ICE. Live tonight, Trump evacuated after a shooting at the WHCD. He meets Putin for a new deal, and protests erupt in 200 cities against ICE.
See, that's it. That's using Super Grok. They can actually take it and turn it into a little video. In Washington, you can't bring specific fruits due to apple maggots. So that's what's going on there. So, and then Trump says that the Correspondents' Dinner shooting suspect wrote an anti-Christian manifesto. This guy is sick, Trump says. The guy's just sick. He hates Christians. Trump goes off at the shooter's manifesto. Wait, well, you're not gonna have the Trump talking? Oh, I was sharing the wrong page. I was sharing the wrong page. Sorry.
And the guy is a sick guy. When you read his manifesto, he hates Christians. That's one thing for sure. He hates Christians, a hatred. And I think his sister or his brother actually was complaining about it. You know, they were.
Oh, I got a $2 rant. I totally forgot. I'm sorry. Oh, I totally forgot about the rant. I'm sorry. I got it right here. Spuds for $2. Sorry about that. Says, let's put, okay, no warehouses. Let's put the illegals on a Chinese ship to China where they can find employment. It's a jobs placement program. That's a great plan. That is a great plan. With that $2, that means we are now just $67 away from adding an hour to the show. Thank you so much. Hey, Mother Pepiones. Yes, the $2 rant. I'm sorry. I saw it and then I forgot to go back. It's so hard to find you now that you changed your signature format. I don't even get notifications anymore either. I'm sorry. I think this week, I don't know about tomorrow. Well, tomorrow, this week coming up, I'm probably going to be going at 7 most of the week. 7 or 8-ish, depending on what Rob does. Because I think he's still on vacation for a couple more days. But, so we'll see. We'll see what happens with that.
And the guy is a sick guy. When you read his manifesto, he hates Christians. That's one thing for sure. He hates Christians, a hatred. And I think his sister or his brother actually was complaining about it. You know, they were even complaining to law enforcement. So he was a very troubled guy.
Very troubled guy. Very troubled. Very troubled guy. Okay. And then Trump said that Iran sent a much better deal offer 10 minutes after canceling the summit. I screwed that up. My bad. Iran offered better deal 10 minutes after they canceled the trip. What are the odds of this guy getting off because it happened in D.C.? It's actually, I believe it's going to Virginia court. I believe it was indicted because I think it's actually Virginia. No doubt they were found incompetent to stand trial. I wouldn't doubt it. I didn't watch the replay yet of what? Guvia's back from vacation tomorrow, I think. Not sure. He was on today. No, he's still gonna. He said he won't be. I don't think he's gonna be. I don't think he's gonna be back tomorrow because he said something about doing metal detecting with his brother Joey tomorrow. So I don't think he'll be back tomorrow. The Iranian regime offered the United States a much better deal 10 minutes after they withdrew. They gave us a paper that should have been better, and interestingly, immediately when I canceled it, within 10 minutes, we got a new paper that was much better. Trump told reporters he was aboard an Air Force One. The president did not reveal specifics. Of course, why would he? Yeah, these people talk about morality but support abortion. Yeah. Trump added the regime offered a lot in regard to resolving the nuclear situation, but not enough. Okie dokie. Well, that's what I think. I think that's what he said, that he's going to be doing something tomorrow. So, he might be, maybe he was going to stream tomorrow, but I don't know when he's leaving to come back. Trump abruptly, no, Choosy, I'm not, please stop. I'm not blocking anybody. Absent-minded has just as much right to say what he wants to say as you do. Eastern or Western Virginia Circuit. If it's Eastern, that's the court that threw out the Lynch and Comey case. Yes, it's the Eastern District. It's the same one. It's the same one that threw out the Comey and Lynch, whatever it was. Yeah. Absent-minded. If you want to choose Exile Knights, go ahead and block them. As a matter of fact, I'll even do this. I'm going to take your mod away right now, and you guys can block each other. All right? There you go. You two can block each other, and then you don't have to see what each other's saying. Solve the problem. So, yeah. So, Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner's planned trip was taken off because there was confusion about who was in charge. Too much time wasted on traveling. I thought Rob said he was going to be on vacation for a week. Yeah, he said something about a week, but I know today I watched this show. He did a pop-up show today. No, I'm telling you, I took your wrench away, so you can block him if you want now. The president's suspected heads of the Iranian regime are fighting not to be the leader because we knocked out 2 levels of leaders, but I'll deal with whoever we have to. Yeah, tension in the chat tonight. I don't know why. Everybody's tense. It's a late night. Maybe, I don't know. I just don't. Abbas Argachi was already in Pakistan when discussions were called off. The thingy, even Skamala conveniently forgot life when she was quoting the Declaration of Independence, life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, equity versus equality. Yeah. Argachi added that he shared Iran's position concerning a workable framework to permanently end the war. Haven't yet to see if the U.S. is truly serious about diplomacy. Well, we stopped bombing you. It's the Sunday Night Blues. Yeah. Well, it's technically right now it's a Monday where I'm at. So Mondays. Mondays. I tell you, Mondays. I tell you, Mondays. They are crazy. We fine in the ghetto. The hotel is in D.C. proper. Yeah, but for whatever reason, he's being charged in Virginia. I don't know why. That's what I heard. He's being charged in Virginia. That's what I heard. I He goes, and I thought our chat during our sports show was chippy. Only rule is no politics, no personal drama. It's a college sports podcast. Monday, yeah. Monday. Come live and see the Demolition Derby. Okay. Okay, and then Trump told Fox News, Iran can call us if it wants to negotiate. Why is this? If he told it to Fox News, why isn't it on here under Fox News? What sense does that make? What sense does that make if it's not on here from Fox News? I don't see it on here anywhere from Fox News saying that. On Sunday, President Trump said Iran can come to us or they can call us after canceling the negotiations. Talks appeared to collapse on Saturday. We got this story. It says the U.S. Embassy in London warns Americans after a UK Jewish site attack. So there was an attack on a Jewish site. U.S. Embassy in London warns to exercise increased caution near Jewish sites in the UK and Europe after attacks. So there was attacks. Wow. This is some kind of bombing or something that happened in the UK of a Jewish site. There's no sound here. Wait, the religion of peace is causing issues? You know it. It's all right. Tap the like button. No sound, though. That's weird. Why would you have this with no sound? U.S. Embassy in London warned Americans to exercise caution. Notes recent attacks targeting Jewish and American institutions in the UK and Europe. It says U.S. citizens, particularly those... Man, smash that like button. They led in a Trojan horse. Who could it be now? Who could it be now? Oh... They come and knocking on my door. They want to blow up a synagogue some more. Looks like the ambulance that were torched a few weeks ago. Concerned citizens can also enroll in the State Department Safe Traveler Program. Charred remains of ambulance belong to Hatzolah, a Jewish community organization that a fire on March 23rd. So I guess that was a month ago. Why is this news now? Advisory follows a series of recent anti-Semitic attacks in Europe and the UK. They attacked 4 ambulances at a Jewish charity on March 23rd. And on April 18th, attacks on the Kenton United Synagogue in London. A March explosion at a Jewish school in Amsterdam. Wow, no one was injured, but the school was damaged. Oh, there's Keir Starmer. ICE is the greatest group ever created. Yeah. UK authorities are investigating whether thugs for hire backed by Iran are instigating the attacks in London. Oh, they think that. Prime Minister Keir Starmer told the Jewish Chronicle, in relation to malign state actors more generally, proscription, we do need legislation in order to take necessary measures, and that legislation is we're bringing forward. Also, they're going to bring more legislation to go after people in the UK. Rest in peace, Scott Adams said that Russia isn't our real enemy. It's the caliphate from the Middle East infiltration into Europe and the USA. That's right. London has cameras everywhere. Yeah, well, it's weird, right, that they don't have it in London. Okay. It says Trump's security again faces scrutiny after the press dinner shooting. So, yes, I think we can all agree that raid, we got a raid somewhere? How did we get a raid? Bane of the Shills has raided the stream. Well, thank you, Bane of the Shills. Thank you so much. Here we go. Chinese media trash security at the White House. All right. What? Chinese media trash security at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Blame U.S. radicalization. Oh, look, it's Xi Jinping. This is Xi Jinping. The Chinese state propaganda newspaper Global Times lamented in its coverage that Sunday that the shooting at the Correspondents' Dinner was a result of the radicalization of international political divisions in America. Yes, welcome Raiders. Thank you. Thank you, Star Wars Marvel purist. The outlet also cited Chinese reporters present at the event reporting that the security at the site appeared insufficient. I mean, I think it's probably true. It was insufficient. The individual was subsequently apprehended in his police custody. Trump later told reporters it appeared that one person, a law enforcement officer, was injured, shot, but reportedly protected by a bulletproof vest. You just checked with 4 news sites, confirmed he's being arraigned in D.C., Piro's beat. Then, oh, you know what? I was thinking of the Brian Cole, the guy, the bomber. Isn't it weird that this guy's name is Cole Allen and Brian Cole is the guy that did the bombing, the J6 bombing? He's being tried in Virginia. Brian Cole, the guy who may or may not be a patsy. I don't know. I mean, the whole thing seems weird to me. This guy took 2 trains across the country. He attended No Kings protests. Democrats said the same thing. Yeah. Times reminded the Chinese reporters with other outlets who were in Washington with nearly 300 tables and 10 guests per table. There's approximately 3,000 attendees. In addition to members of the cabinet, the guests list are a wide array of high-profile dignitaries. Americans and other reporters became eyewitnesses to a security breach that would later go on similarly question security measures. You'd be curious to hear about Gino's take? It would be interesting. Trump reiterated his reasoning for building a new ballroom. He said, I didn't want to say it, but this is why we need a ballroom. The root cause of such extreme cases lies in the radicalization of the eternal political divisions and antagonism with the U.S. That's what the Chinese said. Got another rant, huh? Oh, another one from Spuds. It says, if all those protesters screaming about ICE would take in the illegals for tea and crumpets, we wouldn't need a warehouse, would we? No, that's right. We wouldn't. Thank you so much, Spuds. With that $2, that means we're now just $65 away. Just $65 away from adding an additional hour to the show. It's very interesting. Things are going. We're going to do some stuff. We're going to be talking about things. It's going to be great. Oh, boy, this is going to be great. While not as overt, the Chinese flagship news agency Xinhua similarly described the atmosphere of elevated political violence in America. Yeah, a lot of it's being stoked by Chinese money and other people's money. What's the difference between American and Chinese media? The difference is that the Chinese media only publishes what the government in China wants them to publish. Our media, depending on who's in government, publishes stuff to embarrass them or just to hurt them, as opposed to when it's a Democrat, they publish things just to try to help them. That's it. That's the difference. Chinese media typically report on any reports of political violence in America. Yeah, of course they do. Check out Bane of the Shills. Yes. Beyond condemning from a distance, extensive reporting has indicated that the Chinese Communist Party has played a role in cultivating violent political extremism on the American left. Oh, what do you know? Wonder if he donates to the SPLC? Probably. Iran's leaders are scared of the phone in case we get tracked on the signal. They're all freaking out. I heard they can't get oil moving in 2 weeks. The actual wells become gummed up. Yeah. There is a timeout feature. Yeah, there is. There sure is. Chinese media is printed in Chinese. Well, no, this is printed for outside of China. Don't they speak there? And stop. They'll be all screwed up. The well can get like all screwed up if they try to stop it or whatever. They're going to have problems. So, blood money, why the powerful turn a blind eye while China kills Americans. Peter Schweitzer detailed how several prominent Marxist groups tied to violent riots in 2020 were linked to the Chinese government. Among those organizations named are the Freedom Road Socialists, which openly promoted American support for genocide, Chinese Communist Party, the Party for Socialism and Liberation, PSL, that's what's his face? That's Mandami. That's Kami Mandami. American media reports what the Dems tell them to say. Yeah. Yep, the Chinese media is open about supporting the CCP while the U.S. media will deny it. Yeah. Schweitzer also noted that the Beijing-affiliated billionaire Neville Roy Singham, who is the founder of Code Pink. He's the guy who backs Code Pink with all his money. Hung Chao is constipation in Chinese. Chinese media can't pronounce their R's. Yes. A lot of people looking around. Yes, the PSL. And they see America's on fire. And what they don't realize is the Chinese are basically holding an empty can of gasoline. You look at the funding of some of these groups. Two of the biggest funders are United States billionaires based in China. China is behind it. It's a China behind it. White House dinner shootouts draw questions over security.
Has buying life insurance ever
Really?
felt threatening?
Anything can happen. High velocity pigeon impact.
That's not real.
Left a wife and 4 kids. No insurance.
There's a better way. Elios, covered in minutes, supported for life.
And we're following several new developments on last night's shooting at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Secret Service agents frantically escorting President Trump, the First Lady, and other leaders out of the ballroom. A day later, the investigation continues while so many are asking, how could something like this happen? We have team coverage with the very latest. Our national correspondents, Christine Frizzau and Kayla Gaskin, standing by with new details from inside the ballroom and what we know about that suspect, Cole.
That would be a lot of oil. That would be a lot of oil, Douglas. I think they're just going to dump it into the desert. They're just going to
sit-down interview with 60 Minutes
let it
tonight,
overflow into the deserts.
Christian Flores live at the scene of all this at the Washington Hilton in Northwest. Christian, it's certainly a night people will not soon forget.
Yeah, we spoke with one man who was locked down inside a bathroom shortly after all that gunfire erupted. So you could certainly imagine just how terrifying those moments must have been. Now, all of the police barriers and presence are now gone, but security at future events is still top of mind for so many.
A night of celebration quickly devolved into chaos. The sound of gunfire sent those attending the White House Correspondents' Dinner ducking for cover, and Secret Service whisking away President Trump.
What on earth is going on?
Jack Fattel took cover in the bathroom, guarded by Secret Service agents with their guns drawn.
Secret Service held us back while they were basically holding a gun at the shooter until the shooter was neutralized.
Also in that bathroom, CNN anchor Wolf Blitzer.
Thanks for the raid.
A bunch of shots.
Right near me. Yeah.
Oh my God. Soon after, Secret Service arrested the suspect, Cole Allen, who they say charged a security checkpoint with a shotgun, handgun, and knives. One agent was shot in his bulletproof vest, but has already been released from the hospital.
I think if you were actually faced with
That chick, the Chinese chick, speaking to Trump, she's straight up like Chinese born. They've infiltrated everything. She's basically a fang. The fact that she was even no Douglas Dawes, that's way too much oil for them to burn off. They're probably just going to dump it into the desert. That's what they did during Desert Storm. Well, no, they just lit all the oil wells on fire during Desert Storm. They were just burning and just pumping out oil and burning and burning and burning. A lot of oil wells I've worked on came back stronger for a while when they've been shut down. Okay. I don't know. I've heard if you, that was whisking. I don't know. Whisking them away, I guess. Looked pretty slow. She was getting lit. Yeah.
the gunman, it would have been scarier. I think we felt secure because we knew how much security was at the event.
That individual, when he charged a checkpoint, was apprehended. It shows that our multi-layered protection works.
In light of this evening's events, I ask that all Americans recommit with their hearts in resolving our difference peacefully.
George Washington University professor and historian Matt Dallek says,
it feels like we're in the middle of this current era of political violence, and that this is, another episode in a growing list.
After multiple assassination attempts on President Trump, there's a growing spotlight on security protocols.
We take each and every case and we evaluate it, and we do site assessments.
Thinking historically, the Secret Service, law enforcement agencies, those responsible for protecting a president, I think have always tried to adapt and adapt themselves to shifting environments, shifting threats.
YouTube has been doing that a lot lately. There's nothing I can do about it. Sorry.
Well, Christian, right now, Cole Allen faces gun and assault charges. Is there a possibility more could be filed?
Well,
is that just me, or does this guy on the right look like his head is like shaped like a banana or something? Like his head is like crooked, or is it just the way he's got his neck twisted? But you know what I'm saying? If you look at like even his eyes, it looks like his head is like smushed like this, right? Look at him. Or is it just an optical illusion? But that is weird looking.
It's still unclear at this point. Keep in mind, it's still very early in the investigation. However, acting U.S. Attorney General Todd Blanche says the Justice
like a lima bean, right?
Additional charges.
Doesn't his head look like a lima bean?
Josh.
All right, Christian Flores joining us live from the Washington Hilton in Northwest. Christian.
That's crazy, right? So everybody's raising questions about the security, and then the Democrats, they came out and they're saying that this is a both sides issue. So it's a both sides issue, says the side that shot President Trump, assassinated Charlie Kirk, tried to assassinate Kavanaugh, tried to shoot Trump again, shot Steve Scalise, firebombed Governor Shapiro, tried to shoot Trump a third time, murdered school kids in Minnesota, murdered school children in Nashville, burned an elderly Jewish woman to death in Colorado, murdered a couple at a Jewish embassy in D.C., seized campus buildings and held janitors hostage. Assaulted students on campus who appeared Jewish, ambushed ICE officers in Dallas and shot an officer in the neck, assassinated FBI officer David Underwood, assassinated the United Healthcare CEO, cheered the murder of over 1,200 civilians on October 7th, murdered school kids in Colorado in 2019, injured over 700 police officers in the 2020 riots, murdered retired police captain David Dorn, murdered a 16-year-old boy in the Chaz, burned down Minneapolis, firebombed a Washington ICE center, murdered 6 people in Waukesha, assassinated 5 Dallas officers in 2016, assassinated 3 police in Baton Rouge in 2016. You know what? We're going to stop. This is getting sad. I mean, yeah. All these people, that's the cashew head reporter. Okay, fiery but peaceful. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. They keep trying to say it's both sides or it's the right. And here's a list of all the left-wing stuff. But this ain't even all of them. This is just the ones that, made the news. Trump stopped to get Melania, too. That was his delay. JD's a lot younger and fitter. JD was closer. Trump was in the middle of the dais. JD was on the edge, so his people. Yes. Rest in peace, David Dorn. Ellison should be in jail for allowing the viral videotape shape the BLM narratives and deliberately delaying the peace cams and Kirby's resisting arrest. Yeah, fentanyl OD. I know, fentanyl OD. I got you. Gotcha. Well. Look at this, folks. It's time. It's everybody's favorite game, white or white. You guys ready? It's been 2 weeks since the last roundup. Here's a rundown of the 25 cases that have come to light. The links will be in the replies. Delaware County, Ohio, a trucker who was naturalized by fraud kills a young family. Bexar County. Bear County. I don't know. Bear County, something like that. You watched Joe's stream and Trump sat there for a good 2 minutes after Vance was yanked. It was way too long. Attacks a mother, bites a child's face. Illegal alien injures 2 in a machete attack. Bear County. Just Bear? Okay. Midland County, Texas. Illegal alien arrested for stabbing. Oconee County, South Carolina. Illegal alien accused of fathering a child with a minor. You don't kidding. I mean, look at all these. Man at detainer, sexual assault, armed sexual assault of a minor, DUI crash, death of 2 boys, shootout with deputies, murder of a nightclub murder, break-in sex attack, setting a fire that killed 4, Mecklenburg, fathering a child with a minor. And what is white for $500? Yes. Kagar! 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 Arrested for a fatal hammer attack, and that was in Texas. There was another hammer attack in Florida, Fort Myers. Legal alien accused of brazen sex assault, fatal hit and run. Salt Lake County arrested for shooting at a party. Look at all these white faces. Look at all these white faces. Delaware County trucker who naturalized by fraud kills young family. Modu Nugum, fraudulently obtained U.S. citizenship and a CDL using fake IDs. His semi-truck slammed into traffic on I-71, killing young parents Luke and Lanessa Saposky and their 1-year-old son Logan in a fiery crash. The family's gone forever. It's the legacy of Biden and Harris. That's right. Bear County, Texas. Illegal alien attacks a mother and bites a child's face. This is a crazy story, man.
A random attack at a Southside park over the weekend has a San Antonio mother in shock. Her 3-year-old daughter is recovering tonight from wounds from a total stranger. It all happened Saturday at a spotted park while Gabriela Perez and her family were fishing. That's when a man appeared out of the woods and began punching Perez and grabbing her by the hair, causing her to drop her daughter. That's when it is said the attacker started biting the little girl's face. Perez says it was a scene out of a horror movie.
I think whenever everybody was already there, I got up and I was like, this is a zombie movie. Like, what the heck?
Villas was tackled by onlookers and held until police arrived. He is charged with injury to a child with intent to cause bodily injury. San Antonio police say it's unclear what led to the attack. A random attack at a Southside.
Wow. Hold on, I got to fix something in Rumble real quick here. All right.
Park over the weekend has a San Antonio.
Brown County. Well, let's see. Is there anything else here? Let's see. Dapper Detective. Anything else? Say anything about him? He was charged with aggravated assault, illegal entry from a foreign national. Look at he bit this kid's face. Look at that. It's crazy. How many monsters came in this country under the Biden administration? What is that on his lips? That looks like some kind of what is that, paint or something? Is that paint on his lips? Is he huffing paint? Oh my God. People should be put down. Brown County, Wisconsin, alien injures 2 in machete attack. Injury with intent to cause an injury? I don't get it. I was asking earlier, U.S. is supposed to be a two-party system. What is the Dems supposed to offer? I don't know, Lisa. Hitting the glass crap pipe too much. You think so? On the face? David Joel Marina Garcia was arrested for 2 counts of attempted murder with an edge weapon. He's on immigration detainer hold. I mean, I can actually see, like it says, sex male. This doesn't say if he's white or not, but this guy actually, if they said white, I'd say, okay. Tulsa County, Oklahoma, a legal alien accused of fathering a child with a minor. Wow. He was charged with child sex abuse. He's accused of fathering a child with a minor girl. It says male Victor Ubaldo Torres Lopez. Hold for ICE. The victim contacted police saying Torres Lopez had strangled her during an argument, then he left. She said he'd been sexually abusing her and fathered her 6-month-old child. She said the most recent encounter was 2 days previously. He used a condom and given her a day after pill. After telling police, the girls also told her mother what had been happening. Well, the girl had come on to him when she was 13 when he lived in... It says Torres told them the girl come on to him when she was 13 and they lived in another state before moving to Tulsa. So he knew it was wrong but couldn't control... This guy... All right, well, if he can't control himself, he should be put down. Uh-huh. Should be put down. Midland, Texas, legal alien arrested for stabbing. Legal alien, Jesus Herrera Salcido was arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon in connection with a stabbing incident. Wow. Lincoln County Sheriff's, in collaboration with the U.S. Marshals Lone Star Fugitive Task Force, located this guy. So it says he's a white Hispanic male. white Hispanic male. He's a white Hispanic. Oconee County, accused of fathering a child with a minor. Luis Armando Monteo was arrested for criminal sexual conduct with a minor after the child gave birth in a parking lot of a hospital. He's a white male fathering kids with minors. No. Durham County, illegal alien arrested for shooting death.
Also new at 11, the Durham County Sheriff's Office arrested Carlos Anuel Medina Robles across state lines in connection to a homicide that happened last year. He's now charged with first-degree murder. Deputies say he was wanted in the fatal shooting of Luis Alberto Flores on Guest Road in November. U.S. Marshal Service found and arrested Robles in Ward, North Dakota. Extradition proceedings are expected. Also new at 11.
Midland County, Texas, man and detainer for armed sexual assault. Says Emiliano Rodriguez de Leon was arrested for aggravated sexual assault. He has an immigration detainer hold. The victim was able to call for aid, at which time bystanders were able to prevent Rodriguez from leaving the scene. Oh, looks like they prevented him with some kicks and stuff to the face, which he deserved. On April 18th, Midland County Sheriff's deputies were dispatched to an address in South Midland County in reference to a reported sexual assault. Upon arrival, the suspect, identified as Maliano Rodriguez, was detained. Based on the investigation, it was determined that Rodriguez had displayed a weapon and sexually assaulted the victim. We should probably ban body cams for a bit, maybe. All people grill cannibals, maybe. Wow. Could be. Well, Rodriguez was arrested and charged with aggravated sexual assault, was booked into Midland County Jail. Yes. Sexual assault hold for INS. Wake County, North Carolina, man and detainer arrested for sexual assault on a minor. It says Rigoberto Padavera was arrested for indecent liberties with a child and statutory rape of a 10-year-old girl. This guy must have did something to somebody else that they put out his eye before. That's all I'm going to say about that. Something had previously happened with this guy. White male. What do you know? It's a white male with one eye. Indecent liberties with a child, statutory rape of a child by an adult. How is that? How is that not? I mean, it should be just child sex abuse or something. You're talking about what is going on here? What is going on here? How is that not just straight up child rape, pedophilia stuff? Why are they classifying as statutory rape and stuff like that? To me, that doesn't make sense. Keep an eye out for him. Timu Popeye. Okay, refresh. Just you. Is Jim frozen or is it just me? Oh, sorry. In the UK, they rewrote their facial recognition software to ignore ethnic skin color. Of course they did. Report the link vid as spam. Yeah. So Carroll County, Kentucky, man on detainer arrested for a death in a DUI crash. So this guy, Mexican national, Luis Antonio Angel Adorno, was arrested for a vehicular homicide under the influence of alcohol after a crash killed his passenger, Luis Mayor Moguel. Luis Antonio Angel Adorno has an immigration detainer hold. Yes, there he is. All these cases. Look at it. Court case, vehicular homicide, operating a motor vehicle under alcohol, criminal mischief, no operator's license, failure to own, maintain insurance. And you guys wonder why your insurance keeps going up. It's because of people like this. How many are too many? That's right. How many are too many? Cherokee County, Georgia, man on detainer arrested for injury in a DUI. Luis Arnaldo Perez Morales was arrested for DUI and serious injury by a vehicle. Failure to yield, DUI drugs, hold for ice, serious injury. Yeah. Luis Perez Morales. Spartanburg County, South Carolina, a regular alien arrested for the DUI crash that killed 2 boys. Yeah. Ari Perez has been charged with 2 counts of DUI resulting in the death and is accused of killing 12-year-old Darion Robbins and 9-year-old Mikhail Lee Smith on Sunday afternoon. Perez has an immigration detainer hold. It's reported that the children were riding their bikes on the sidewalk when they were hit. Be right back. Not your favorite segment. Was it a Mustang? Troopers reported Perez could not stand and had to be held at the scene due to high level intoxication. Thanks to how many are too many for bringing this case to my attention. Yeah, these are the kids. This is terrible. Terrible. How many is too many? Lee County, Alabama, legal alien rape suspect dies in shootout with deputies. Well, that's some good news, right? Suspect later identified as Wilder Cabon Gomez, a Guatemalan, fired at deputies, striking one in the arm. Illegal alien rape suspects fatally shot after opening fire on Lee County Sheriff's deputies. Well, that's some good news, isn't it? That's some good news. We don't have to worry about paying for any jail. Wake County, North Carolina, man arrested for a nightclub murder.
The FBI making an announcement tonight about the arrest of a fugitive from Raleigh, located and captured by several agencies in Houston, Texas, 1,200 miles away. Raleigh police have been searching for the alleged shooter, suspected of killing 33-year-old Jorge Durantes Carranza. The shooting happened back in March at the Patio nightclub in Raleigh. Now 35-year-old Giovanni Hernandez Hamarillo is in custody.
Wow. Is in custody, yeah. There he is. Male. Doesn't say. Does not say. Greene County, Kentucky, man on detainer arrested for break-in sex attack. We saw this, I think. Serious charges after he broke into a Kentucky home and sexually abused a female resident, according to reports. Disturbing incident unfolded at 2 p.m. Thursday in Bowling Green. Oh, yeah, we saw this Bowling Green the other day. We looked at this. So they took the man into custody. A legal alien accused of setting fire that killed 4. Yeah, this is a crazy story. This guy set this house on fire and just sat there and watched. I think they have video of him actually setting the fire too, if I'm not mistaken. Like they have a video of him walking up and just setting it on fire and then sitting down and watching it burn. Wow. Just, yeah. Everyone that comes in and does stuff like this is just, that's one crime that shouldn't have happened. It's another one. Mecklenburg County, North Carolina, man on detainer accused of fathering a child with a minor. I mean, what is going on? What is going on with all these people fathering children with minors? The roof of the roof. The roof is on fire. We don't need the water. Let the motherfucker burn. Firefighter and policeman, 2 jobs I never wanted. Yeah. Mecklenburg, Honduran national Christian Yanil Lobo Hernandez is accused of raping and impregnating a 13-year-old girl last year who gave birth to a baby boy in February. He has immigration detainer hold with a pending removal. Lobos Hernandez was arrested last week and is charged with statutory rape and indecent liberties with a child. Oh, nice hairdo. Let's see. It says he's white. He's white, according to this. Race, white. See how they do that? See how the games they play? The games they play. The games they play. Harris County, Texas, legal alien arrested for a fatal hammer attack. So he used a sledgehammer to beat Juan Salinas, his co-worker, to death. Oh. Immigration violation. Host Josu Torino. Murder. Murder. Arlington County, Virginia, legal alien accused of brazen sexual assault. A man with 25 prior charges. So this guy has 25, something for lighter for later. Okay. So this guy, Luzvin Orvando Garcia Moran, a 28-year-old criminal legal alien from Guatemala, approached the victim early in the morning on April 12th. When she walked away, he followed her, shoved her against the wall, and sexually assaulted her. The victim fought back, broke free. He continued to chase her for further assault. He escaped when 2 Good Samaritans intervened, but local police later tracked him down. ICE requested the Arlington jail and Governor Spanberger not to release him, but I think they did it anyway. I think they released him anyway. We're calling on Arlington County sanctuary politicians not to commit to not release him. Okay, so they haven't released him. He entered the United States at an unknown date, unknown time. I got away. They said this guy's got a lengthy rap sheet, like 25 charges, but yet he's never been deported before. ICE asked Governor Spanberger and them not to release this guy. Charge him with all his crimes and deport him. The people are setting him free should be charged with crime too. Yeah, I agree. Charge them all. Hillsborough County, Florida, man and detainer arrested for fatal hit and run. Wow, he's got this weird thing on his face. It's like a star. It's like strange. With his poofed up hair. Race white. What do you know? Another white guy. Another white guy. Probable cause, leaving the scene of a crash, causing death. No valid license, second offense. So that's what they always say, like, oh, we don't do anything to these people when they get caught without ID or driver's license. Why not? Why should we do something? Makes one wonder if they're the same nationality. Yeah. Whoever is filling out these forms should be charged with fraud. Yeah. Illegal alien arrested by ICE after a fatal DUI crash. Meet Vipin Panchal, an illegal alien from India. He was driving and crashed, killing his passenger. Like I don't... ICE just arrested him. 160 Democrats voted against a bill which would deport illegal aliens caught driving drunk. Democrats want to protect people like him. They do. Democrats want to protect this guy right here. Oh my God, there is white supreme pizzas. Duval County, Florida. Illegal alien drags police officer trying to flee. Meet Rhaegar Mandela Allen, a criminal illegal alien and gang member who was arrested in Florida after he attempted to flee law enforcement dragging the officer. He's wanted for murder in his home country of Jamaica. This shit is Jamaican me crazy. This is the kind of scum that the demon rats want to keep in our country. Thanks, Chattel. Wow. Yeah. Like if that cop would have just popped him, I would say, yeah, here's the border, illegal aliens. Please don't forget to vote. Yeah. Yeah, that's what's going on here. Demon rats, let the people in. That's exactly what's going on. They're not migrants, they're not dreamers, they're not immigrants, they're not newcomers, they're not asylum seekers, they're not border crossers, they are leeches, invaders, criminals, traffickers, illegal aliens, and lawbreakers. Don't disagree. Guilford County, North Carolina, man and detainer arrested for exploitation of a minor. Like this is becoming a pattern here. Juan Robles Ayala was accused of taking pictures of a 16-year-old girl committing sex acts and selling weed near a school. He has a history of crime in Guilford County starting in 2008. So 2008, this guy's been committing crime since 2008. It's back cop 2, yeah. Who's going to pick your strawberries? I don't give a shit. I did not number my YouTube name. Vivan Barnes browbeat a YouTube chatter this morning. Yeah, I know. Oh, Trump, please do it. Rodney says, rock on, Jim. Well, thanks, Rodney. Thank you so much. That means we are now just $63 away from adding an additional hour to the show. Even though the goal expired on YouTube, as long as the show is going, if the number comes in, we'll keep it going. Thank you so much. What happened? What happened? Can't believe that just happened. You have that effect? Yep, thank you. I don't know what happened. The screen just went goofy. I have to go through all these steps now again to get it to come back up. So this guy, he had drug crimes, possession of a handgun, and many were dismissed by the DA. Video and Barnes are regarded now. Yeah. Damn it, Jim, I can't give you any more power. Oh, I'm sorry, Captain. This guy says this guy's been getting arrested since 2008, and he's an illegal alien, and he's a white male. What do you know? We got this white male that's an illegal alien who's been in the country committing crimes since 2008. Look at this. And he's charged with all these crimes: trafficking marijuana, first-degree sexual exploitation, communicating threats. Like all these things, first degree sexual exploitation, like why is these people still in this country? Look at all these cases going back, disposed of, pending, disposed of. Guilford District Court. Like, look at this. This is 08, 2015, 2016, 2017. Why is this guy still in the country? Why is this man still in this country?
Police arrested 37-year-old Juan Robles Ayala today. The charges, 4 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor, stem from November 2024. The suspect was previously arrested and on drug charges back in January of this year and faces an additional charge of communicating a threat to a 17-year-old. He is expected back in court next month. Police are...
Wow. Avery Krupp was assistant DA in 2008, Democrat. Every single article, this is what she... See, the first African-American, first district attorney in the country. Can you say DEI hire? Oh, and his race is what? It's crazy. It's crazy. Salt Lake County, Utah, arrested for shooting at a party. A man was arrested after reportedly fired a gun during a fight at his party. Let's see, is there... This guy fired 3 to 4 shots in the air at his party. And then Adair County, Missouri, illegal alien accused of Easter Sunday rape. What do you know? ICE arrested a Honduran national, charged him with raping a woman in Missouri on Easter Sunday. Christian Lopez Gomez entered the U.S. illegally back in 2024, was released into the country. Agencies now asking Missouri not to release him. This is just ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Wow. We got this. What does it say? Trump is fully backing changing ICE to NICE, the National Immigration and Customs Enforcement. So the media will have to start calling them NICE agents. Oh man. As long as illegals are counted in the census, doesn't matter where they are. Even in jail, they'll be counted. Fingers crossed, this gets settled soon. Yeah, you ain't kidding. You stopped watching them. Yeah, I mean they're scaring a lot of people away. Aren't threats always communicated? Usually. I just call it threatening. That's what I would call it. Great idea.
No thoughts. You guys are the foot soldiers of a fascist regime, right? Is that not what it is? Is that funny? Is that funny? No thoughts.
I swear, man, people sometimes. I love NICE agents. How nice. The Department of NICE. Nice. That would be nice. What's this say? It's always a horrible idea for an author to respond to bad reviews, even if his objections are completely justified, and the reviewer is completely out to lunch. Therefore, I'll post this critical review as is with no comments, no reactions. Pretty good audiobook, but very confusing when you listen on shuffle. Please fix. Wait a minute. So this guy has an audiobook on shuffle, and so he was wondering why he didn't understand the book. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, Mike Miller says, when a California school teacher tries to kill a duly elected president, don't take his advice. Stay in school, kids. Not when our schools hire psychopaths like you. Yeah, it was staged. While my side is morally and politically correct, it's truly a shame that leftists has 10 to 15 point IQ advantage over the average conservative. I don't think that's true. Ruben Gallego has voted over 15 times in the past 7 months with whole pay from the Secret Service. Yeah, yet he's talking about how nice it is to have Secret Service. Shot, attacked, impeached on false charges and investigated. Yeah. Still moving forward. Mm-hmm. 2 months ago, Austin Tucker Martin was shot dead by Secret Service after breaching security at Mar-a-Lago because he wanted to kill President Trump. He called Trump a racist and pedo and was obsessed with Epstein lists, just like Cole Allen. Don't let the left and the media bury the story. Oh, yeah, this guy, I remember this guy. So that's what I'm saying. This is like the 5th or 6th time It's like crazy. This is just in February. It was April, so like every couple months, someone's going to try to kill the president. No. I think this is crazy. This is a writer for Marvel and DC Comics missed again. Hey, hey Marvel and DC, one of your writers is disappointment by the failure of assassination attempt on a president of the United States. Like, this is crazy. This is crazy. It says Charlottesville was all funded by the Southern Poverty Law Center. It was done to make me look bad. Oh yeah, here's one of these things about from Trump.
I see these no kings, which are funded just like the Southern Law was funded. You saw all that. Southern Law is financing the KKK and lots of other radical.
Why am I mumbling? Am I mumbling?
Groups. And then they go out and they say, "Oh, we've got to stop the KKK," and yet they give them hundreds of thousands,
19th
and even
time?
millions of
Oof.
dollars.
They were
It's a total scam run by the Democrats. It shows you that, like Charlottesville was all funded by the Southern Law. That was a Southern Law deal too. And it was done to make me look bad, and it turned out to be a total fake. It basically was a rigged election. This was a part of the rigging of the election, and that's what you really should be doing. I mean, I hope one of your 60-minute episodes, which really hasn't changed very much from the last few years, I'm surprised, but one of those episodes should be on Southern Law and the fact that they spent millions and millions of dollars on absolute far right and just bad groups. And then they'd use those groups and they'd say, these are Republican groups and we're coming to your rescue. And they're the ones that have funded it, and they're the ones that keep them going.
Wow. Well, I'm seeing reports on my neighborhood app that there was some loud explosion. EVS, that's this guy, Ethan Van Sciver. He was a very good comic artist that did like The Flash, Green Lantern, some other stuff too. Mostly Green Lantern stuff, but as a later stuff. But he got canceled for voting for Trump. CG Comicsgate. Yep. Well, leftist violence is getting worse. The Trump administration needs to act. Yeah. This is great. I mean, look at this lady. She's got a black eye.
I'm sitting here with a black eye and a concussion after being violently hit in the face with a metal pole while reporting outside the ICE facility just this past week. After the attack, I immediately went to three Portland police officers who refused to detain the suspect. I took the time to chase down the suspect in the streets, had her held for 35 minutes. I was waiting for Portland police to come, and they never came. Then that's what opened to my eyes to what this group is actually doing. I watched 20 Antifa militants help my assault suspect escape into an Antifa safe house that is 1 block away from the ICE facility. And this safe house is where Antifa-affiliated protesters are conducting paramilitary operations. It's where they're arresting.
Paramilitary.
They're showering, they're eating to continue this occupation.
You always hit people in the face non-violently, definitely.
I have staked out this safe house and have observed shift changes. This group is highly organized. It is being funded through mutual aid groups, and they have no plans of stopping. Residents living across the ICE facility have been held hostage by Antifa. They're begging for federal intervention.
Begging for federal intervention. Yeah, Neurotic saying there's a writer for both Marvel and DC Comics that thinks some people missed again. This is crazy. It says, be on the lookout for any GoFundMe for Allen. They claim to have a policy to not support fundraising efforts for any purpose, including legal counsel for anyone charged with crimes of violence. It'll be interesting. Got some of all these other people. We got an ER nurse, anti-ICE organizer, in support of would-be assassin Thomas Cole Allen outside of the Portland ICE facility. A school teacher in California is one that took a shot at Donald. We'll have that school teacher's legal GoFundMe account here soon. I'm sure it'll hit 10 million, and we'll get Luigi's team on it.
So a school teacher in California is the one that took a shot at Donald there. We'll have that school teacher's legal GoFundMe account here soon. I'm sure it'll hit 10 million and we'll get Luigi's team on it. 31-year-old school teacher.
That's what my champ said.
I'm going to guess that he had students that were affected personally by the atrocities committed underneath that piece of shit. So much pain. And that there would be an anger build in this country to the level that people every couple months are using that fat orange bastard as target practice should not come to any surprise. When you treat other...
See, I would think that what he's saying right now would violate the law because you cannot do this, what he's doing. He's basically talking about killing the president. Yes, Portland, yeah.
People as disposable, the world will see your fucking life as disposable. That is the natural consequence. And if you smell bird shit right now, that's them birdies coming home to roost.
Act Blue will want a cut of the money. Yeah, they'll probably use Act Blue to raise the money.
Bitches, your time is coming up. TikTok.
Yeah. Hawkins and several others, frequent protesters, recently created an Antifa Navy where they're planning on targeting wealthy residents via boats who live on the Wilmette River. Antifa Navy. Well, these people did this, that they should be arrested because that's a terrorist group. It's a terrorist group. This is a description for the GoFundMe for domestic terrorists. Report it. Wow. Operation Plot Twist. Let's rally behind Tomas and give him the ultimate superpower piece. See, they're calling him Tomas Allen, not Cole Allen. So they're trying to change it up. Yeah, we didn't say deport a few. We didn't say deport the worst. We said deport them all. Oh. Is this AI, maybe?
We didn't say deport a few. We didn't say deport the worst ones. We said deport them all. We didn't say...
Right. We said deport them all. I agree. Well said. Destiny is ambiguously calling for the assassination of our president. I'll never agree with the statement more in my entire life. I don't understand that. So here's a Virginia Democrat state delegate deleted her X account after she was exposed for retweeting a post claiming the assassination attempt was staged. Oh, yeah. What do you know? This account doesn't exist anymore. Look at this. Jessica Anderson. Smirking is a weird reaction to shots fired unless you planned it. Yeah, vote. These people are all fucking delusional, man. Like, really bad. Really bad. Really bad delusional. Operation Let Them Talk. Yeah. I just want you to pronounce Havana on the Willamette. 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 The whole magnitude of what happened is important to hear how the merch sales did. Like, this is crazy. Why would you be attacking these people? In a historic photo released at 10:15 p.m., Trump rushed the Oval Office after assassination attempt. Amazing intel on what happened. Flanked by Marco Rubio, Pete Hegseth, and Stephen Miller. What's Rubio drinking, you think? What's they looking at on the phone? Oh, look, it's Hassan Piker with Bernie Sanders and AOC. Huh. And that's funny because he says it's about political violence, but he's with the guy that says they should be all killed. Oh, look, Southcom annihilated another boat full of narco-terrorists heading to the U.S. This one I can see is moving, at least. Wow. That boat looks like it just vanished. That boat looks like it just vanished. It's still there, though. Wow. At least that one was moving. Oh, yeah. The devil's in the details. He says on page 26 of the billionaire tax proposal in California, it explains how the state legislature convert from a billionaire tax to an everyone tax without voter approval. They can also adjust the tax to be a yearly tax, not just one time, again, without your approval. Intelligence test for you. If this was meant to just target billionaires, why did they write this in? Yeah, the billionaire tax is an everyone tax. Despite the name, it applies to every California resident who clearly has assets or ever will. Creators name it the billionaire tax so you would get you into a froth and you wouldn't look closely. On page 26, it explains how the government can convert it to an everyone tax without voter approval. Well, here's how the tax would work. As a voter, you're being asked to approve a tax that would require you to list all your assets and value of each and then submit them to the California Franchise Tax Board. Authorize the tax board to appraise your assets and confirm the value. Pay a penalty of up to 40% of your tax bill if the board determines your reported value was too low in their opinion. Allow the tax board to subpoena your financial records every one of your financial institutions for auditing. If it were truly a billionaire tax, it would be 3 pages. It's 34 pages, so it can create the mechanisms to steal from all of you. Yeah. That's crazy. Inspired by a massive arson attack on a warehouse in California by disgruntled workers, leftists have created a website tracking warehouse fires, which they attribute to class war or revenge on capitalism. Comments on the Instagram post announcing the creation of the website are celebrating and encouraging more arson attacks. Oh, interactive state, man. Colorado needs to step it up. Like, yeah, where is the FBI? These people are all fucking, man, it's insane. Yeah, the narrative is that the right wing is violence, though. Yeah. Look at this. Very liberal, 25% to 14%. So that's like 35, almost 40%. Yeah. It's completely the opposite of what these people say. Completely the opposite. I'm a homeless Californian. Is New Scum going to apply the exit tax to me? Maybe. They'll just take whatever you try to leave with, I guess. They'll take whatever you try to leave with. Try to leave with anything, they'll try and take it. This is Cole Allen spewed anti-Christian hate and anti-Trump rhetoric on his social media accounts, said he wanted to target the Trump administration as manifesto, according to CBS News. According to Allen's sister, he sent the manifesto to the family before the incident. Allen also attended a No Kings rally in California, was part of a group named the Wide Awakes. Allen fired a total of 5 to 8 shots during the incident. He was not struck. He traveled by train from Los Angeles to Chicago, then from Chicago to D.C. According to a senior U.S. official, one of his family members notified police about his manifesto. Allen did not mention the White House Correspondents' Dinner in the manifesto. The writings were reportedly written on paper and found in his hotel room. Well, you were right. It took quite a while for him to get Trump out. JD goes out right here. Watch. JD goes out right there. That's 2 seconds. All right. 2 seconds. It took 10 seconds for them to get Trump after JD. They got JD out 10 seconds before Trump. Virginia, yeah, we saw this, right? Or here's this other one. Yeah, she deleted her post. Meet Connie, an Ohio pre-K teacher who appears deeply disappointed that the assassination attempt on President Trump failed. Teachers who hold such extreme and violent views have no place in our classroom.
Man, there's been a few creators on here saying that like Friday or yesterday could have been the day. And then I wake up to that news, but not that news. We're gonna have to pay really close attention to what they're trying to actually distract us from. Man, there's been a...
These people are sick. Yeah. Matt Walsh says, I'm officially convinced it was a hoax. The Trump administration recruited a leftist Kamala Harris voting Trump hater to participate in a staged assassination that would include the shooter getting shot at and then locked in a federal prison for the rest of his life. Celtic Spirits Coven, JJM, the largest traditional witchcraft coven in the world, was told to check your channel out. We detect no lies here. Well, thanks. I appreciate it. Seems like maybe the best idea, better safe than sorry. Maybe. Trump said on 60 Minutes that he was hesitating to leave until he recognized there was a real problem. Yeah. Vocal fry, nose rings, disguise. Yep. Meanwhile, the Trump administration, despite dastardly planning multiple assassination hoaxes, decided to keep their patsy alive and a permanent liability to them rather than just killing him like they could have easily done. They did this because they also were really strangely generous in very odd, specific ways. So in summary, we have a plot where all parties involved are working against their own interests and no discernible benefit to any of them. There is no evidence of this plan. It doesn't even make intuitive sense. Motives for everyone is unclear because I'm a very smart person. Yeah. Yeah, this guy, Caleb Hammer, the guy that does the thing, says this: every single documentary my team and I have made recently has been proven correct. This is the most Reddit-written manifesto I've ever witnessed. The platform is creating a radical ecosystem, and more people will be killed. Yeah, he's talking about the manifesto of the guy. From radicalization to getting creators killed, Reddit is by for the most evil, dangerous platform online right now. Caleb Hammer thinks Reddit is a disaster. The same press corp that has breathlessly attacked Pete Hegseth, an FBI director, for drinking alcohol, we're seen pilfering and chugging bottles of champagne. Look at this.
Tragically, we've covered shootings, we've covered
Look at
all
him.
sorts of scary and terrible events. But it's not often.
It's crazy. Well, that's just crazy. Got this story. U.S. intercepts a sanctioned merchant's vessel in the Arabian Sea. Did it just fucking go out again? Leftism, indoctrination is a human crisis. The demon rats are just trying to kill. The demon rats is trying to kill Trump. Yep, that's what they do. That's how they do. That's how they do. So U.S. forces intercept and turn back an Iranian-linked tanker in the Arabian Sea. U.S. Central Command said the tanker began complying with U.S. military direction and turned back to Iran under escort. They should have searched it to see what was on it. Hey, good night, Steve. See you tomorrow, buddy. Take care. Navy helicopter intercepted and turned back an Iran-sanctioned petrochemical tanker in the Arabian Sea. Well, it had oil on it. Okay, petrochemicals. CENTCOM, which oversees military operations in the Middle East, said the Navy helicopter from guided missile destroyer USS Pinckney was dispatched to intercept the tanker MV Savan. CENTCOM said the merchant vessel subsequently began complying. A Panamanian flag liquefied petroleum gas tanker was among 19 vessels that the Treasury Department sanctioned a day earlier. U.S. forces have begun enforcing a blockade against Iran since April 13th. The blockade is in place during the ceasefire. Trump has called on Tehran to submit terms for a peace agreement. Treasury Department has enacted new sanctions dubbed Operation Economic Fury to cut off Tehran's revenue streams. U.S. CENTCOM says they have directed 37 vessels back to Iranian ports since the start of the blockade. I'm more interested in how many ships they stopped going in to Iran, not leaving. U.S. forces continue to enforce U.S. sanctions and fully implement the blockade against ships entering or departing Iranian ports. Iranian forces reportedly seized Liberian flag container ship MSC Francesca and Panamanian flagged ship Epaminadas. On April 25th, Iran's armed forces threatened to respond if the aggressive U.S. military continues its blockade. Sheesh, y'all. Rough one tonight. All right, well, we're almost done. STP plush? Maybe. The 24th, they announced that Witkoff and Kushner would travel to Pakistan, but that was called off. Trump canceled the plans. Trump said the Iranian side had relayed a set of terms that he described as insufficient for a deal. Yeah, so we talked about that earlier. Has Bella got 2 toys? Yeah, she's got 2 toys. She's got I think she popped the ball. She popped the ball. There was a football on the rope. It looks like she popped it. So, all right, everybody. We went for 2 hours and 40 minutes. I tried to extend it past the 2.5 hour point part just to see what would happen, but it looks like we did not hit the goal at all. So I want to thank everybody who was here tonight. Please remember to hit the like and subscribe. I'm going to try, and tomorrow should be, I think, 7 or 8 o'clock show tomorrow. 7 or 8 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow, Monday. Today, actually, Monday. 7 or 8 p.m. Eastern. And then this channel is fun. The haters who sent us here, but they lied. Oh, I don't know who sent you here. Who sent you here? Haters? Sorry to hear that. I just talk about news and stuff. That's it. Hey, good night, Grizzly. Grizzle. Thanks for everybody. I'll see you tomorrow night. Come on back for Jim to tell you the news. Thanks, Bell and Jim. Later, friends. Yes, come back tomorrow. What's the lapel? This? No, this is just a habit shirt. That's all. Come on back tomorrow night for Jim to tell you the news.